Hello everyone, welcome to P.B.M. Vending. Today is going to be a little bit of visual stuff going on, but before I get there I need to tell you a story of how I got here. The last machine I ordered a gumball machine from this company, and first off, they did not get my order right. I told them I wanted exactly what I had last time, only I wanted it fitted for gumball. What they sent me didn't have a change drawer. You gotta lift the whole thing off. They didn't send me any stickers, any of the 50-cent stickers. And it wasn't set up for a gumball. They sent me a candy machine and they threw in the wheel and the stuff you need to change up for the gumballs. I'd never done one of those before. That was fun. In fact, the first time I did it, and the first time I tried to set it and screwed it all back together and put gumballs in, and I put my first quarter in, gumballs shot all over the place. I had gumballs all over my dining room floor. So anyway, after about a half a dozen times, I figured it out. So I have my machine ready to go. And I wanted to do this for a while, but I didn't want to have to take a whole machine apart just to do it. But remember, they sent me a setup for a candy machine. Ta-da! Now, the reason I've wanted to do this is when I first got started, I didn't even have any idea how these machines worked. None at all. So I tore into it and took it apart. Now, just to give you a little bit of an idea, when you look down into your machine, you will see something that looks like this. Can you see that? Okay? This is to sort the candy out. This is where the candy falls in, right in this hole. And when it falls in there, it comes out the chute. Okay? So when you go to set your, see, when you take this apart, this is the top part that separates the candy. And this is the part that measures the candy. So this is the part that you have to modify in order to determine how much candy comes out. Now, I have been playing with this, and you can have as a little over an ounce, a little under an ounce, or real little. Okay. The average vend is a ½ ounce. So, when you get it, they normally have 3 screws in them, but again, they got this order all wrong. This one only has 1 screw in it, so I'm going to take that screw out, or I'm going to at least loosen it. No, it's got to come out because I got to lift that up. Okay, so you take that screw out, and this is what happens. See how that comes out? Okay. Now down in here, I don't know, can you see that down in there? There are grooves. All the way inside those holes, there's grooves. And then these, you see these little things right here that are down? That's what slides into those grooves. Now let me show you what happens. If you set it here, this is how big a hole you have for your candy, okay? If you set it to the other way, that's how big the hole is where your candy comes out. And by the way, another mistake that I made is when I first got my candy machine, I tried to put gumballs in it, and they do fit in there. The problem is, for those of you that have gumball machines, there's little springs in there that have to move that candy around and protect that. So all that weight doesn't go on there, because it doesn't move, it doesn't operate well. I mean, you'll get a couple out, but there is a special design for that. So what I have found, okay, this huge hole, this is at the very edge, and if you count in 3, now when I watched, somebody told me 3 or 2. They said you go down in the second. No, I find it's 3. And that's what it looks like. So what you do with this at this point, you see these wheels on the bottom here? This is when you turn the machine, the wheels integrate with this. So as you turn the wheel, this turns it so it fills with candy and blocks the rest of these, and then the candy comes out and comes down the chute, okay? And then as you turn it, the next one comes up, okay? You see that? So in this circle there are 3 separate holes, and each one moves to the other as you turn the wheel. All right, so when you put this back together, you take this and you sit it right down in there. There's a hole in the bottom of the machine, and you just set that right down in there. Okay, then this part, see these right here, this is what turns and keeps the, I mean, it stays the same, and as the wheel turns underneath it, this keeps the candy and the weight off of the rest of them. So as it turns around, then it fills up with candy. It's not, doesn't have candy in it back here, okay? So this sits right on top above that, and you can see there's 2 little screw holes here. When you set that down on there, line it up with your holes in the machine, and you screw those down. Now some machines have poles that go down through them, which you just set the pole in there and then you screw it up top. So what it'll look like once you have got this done, it will look like this. Okay? That's how you know if you've got it right or not. But before you do that, before you put it back in the machine, and I don't have my glasses on. There we go. Then you need to screw it back in. Now, like I said, most of these that I've dealt with have 3 different screws. As you can see, it's got room for 3 screw holes. One there, and one there. But this one only gave me 1, and it'll work. I mean, there's not a problem with it working. The problem is if it ever breaks, I'll have to dig down in there and move the screw around. It's just a pain, that's all. I mean, as far as assembling and disassembling, it's easier because it's only 1 screw instead of 3. But the reason that you buy new machines is so you don't have to deal with silliness like that. But anyway, that's all I wanted to show on today's video, is how to set the candy wheel inside your machine. All right? We'll see you next time. I was working on the video for the next one. What was the next one? We're going to talk all about money. The different financing, different way to get it, all that kind of stuff, the priorities that we're going to have. So that's going to be our next video. But today I just wanted to cover how to set your candy wheel, how to take it out of there, how to set it, how to reassemble it. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next video.